my friends, I am G Hondo, and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD. This is episode 14. At the end of episode 13, we had just been given a mission here to go ahead and bring in goods to Trabro. And seeing that there was a nice oil refinery here and some nearby oil rigs, we decided to go ahead and connect up using oil. As I had mentioned off camera, I went ahead and figured out how to properly use the tools here, and it actually was fairly simple once I realized a couple of the mistakes I was making. The very first thing you need to do is make sure you have some locks, and that lets boats actually get up. And then the canals is a very easy and relatively cheap way, certainly cheaper than landscaping all of it down, way to give yourself some actual water. Now just for simplicity's sake, I like to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. Now the main difficulty I'd been having, and it took me a little while to figure out, is I couldn't get the actual ship dock to stay until I realized that the ship dock actually needs to have a little bit of a hill to sit on. And then it was more than happy. Now I've made that a little bit too far away. That was silly of me. Let's go ahead and just move that teensy bit closer. There we go. Accepts oil and supplies goods. There we go. Okay, so that will be that. We will need a depot, and that can be just, I don't know, over here somewhere. That'll do. And we'll buy ourselves one of those nice shiny big tankers. Perfect. And this will be oil to Traboro. Perfect. And much like I did with the other one, I'm going to have it go ahead just to, not do full loads, but just to hit both of these on its way, both of these little rigs. And again, it may not necessarily get full loads by the time it's done, but by picking up from 2 and then looping up and coming back, there should be a decent amount waiting, because these ones, as far as I recall, are making decent amounts of oil, especially this one. So that should be okay there. And that maintenance is optional. And we are green to go. Now before I actually unpause the game, I also want to set up the actual goods transport from the refinery to the city. And one this short, I think we'll just use road vehicles for. So we already have a perfectly good road here. That can go most of the way to here. And what we'll do is we'll build a truck loading bay just on the road, and we'll do that same control click thing so we can make this station part of this station, so it settles both, and that way there's no question that it can pull anything that's made right back out, and there's no interference between the two of them. So that's beautiful. And we'll make our little depot go right there. That'll do. And we need a new vehicle for goods, so goods trucks it is. Very low capacity, but that's okay. Again, with goods, you don't want to send too many at once, because the city may stop accepting them for a while, and that's really, really annoying. Alright, and this will be goods to Traboro. Perfect. And that will go from here via here to... It would really help if I actually had an output destination. That was silly. It doesn't really matter where. Somewhere where it can then turn around pretty easily would be good. Maybe here. You also want to get as much of the city as you can connected, simply because the more houses there are that split the goods, the less likely they are to stop accepting them right away. I can't tell if there's a road through there or not, but I don't think it'll be a problem if we just... Yeah, it looks like there is. So now we can make that as a circle. That's efficient. That will work. So then that's the last part of this trip. You definitely don't do full loads for this one, but it is also green to go. Now, one last thing before I do restart. While I was working with this off camera, pretty much every single time I started the game back up, we were getting an AI script error again. Only this time, reloading the AI was not fixing it. So if that does come up again, I'm just going to close the window, and we're just going to have to live without that one AI. I'm pretty sure it's the right AI that's doing it, and I'm assuming it's because it is absolutely broke. So, but either way, we'll go ahead and start. So if that window pops up, I'm just going to close it. And that will now show as a failed AI. It's unfortunate, but it wasn't really giving us much competition anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Anyway, so the boat here is now activating the rigs. And now it will sail up here and activate this station. You'll see it goes up, uses the locks, which is so nice. I may actually have wanted a little bit of more water here just so it's easier for it to turn around, but we'll see how it goes. Now it kind of looks like it's going on land. It's not, but it really kind of looks like it. So for no other reason than pure aesthetics, I'm going to give it some more actual water. It doesn't actually affect it in the slightest, it's purely for appearance sake. Okay, so by now, there should be some oil waiting for us in both of these locations. Good. Good, good, good. I should leave the goals window up so you can see it. Alright, so the first batch of oil can get loaded up. Thank you. Yes, thank you. And the next batch of oil. So it's not quite full, but it's pretty close. Did I not make that optional, or is it just using that as the route? Oh, I didn't. Oh, I did make that optional. I guess that just happens to be the path it's choosing. It seemed odd to me that it kept going to the maintenance bay, but it's not actually going in, it's just going across there. But you see this now should look. Well, it's still a pretty tight squeeze, but at least it is staying on water now, so aesthetically, it's better. And that means there should now be plenty of goods for our truck to haul. The truck only hauls a small portion of them at a time, but yeah, 14 at a time, but that's okay. Like I said, we don't want to rush goods because that can get the city to shut them down, and then absolutely, it just will not accept them for quite a while, and that's really, really annoying. Right, so let's go ahead and get that guy over here so we can see our mission begin progress. There we go. And with that, this should go to about 1%, I think. Maybe 2, depending on rounding. So this will be a very slow one, but that's okay. Goods is probably my least favorite of all the mission types it gives, just because goods can get shut down. Mail sometimes can as well, but it seems to take a lot longer, so. But the truck is now profitable, so the route's profitable, so I really can't complain. I can really just let it go, and it looks like we're just about done this mission here, so that will be our next completion, I do think. Because it's almost there. Where is the little train for this guy? There it is, loading up. So we'll watch it pull in. Such a serene and peaceful game. Really do enjoy it. And if you've stuck with me this long, you must be enjoying what I'm doing as well. But if you have any suggestions for changes or improvements, please feel free to leave comments. I do read all comments. I can't necessarily confirm I'll make every change that's asked for. I can only please so many people. I will certainly do what I can to make everybody happy as best I can. So there we go. So that's dropped off. That mission's completed. And let's see what we get as a replacement. Hopefully it's something new to set up and not just a, duplicate. Certainly does take a long time to give a new one. Seems to notice it and clear it pretty quick, but it takes quite a while for it to notice it's missing one and replace it. Oh, apparently they built a bank. Okay. I can't say as I actually care unless it actually makes me a mission for valuables. Come on, Busy Bee, give us a new mission. It really is taking its time. There we go. Okay, so it's a mail mission to a city called Ackley. That's this guy here. So there's a nice comparable city over there. A couple of them nearby, actually. Okay, so this should not be too bad at all. So I think just for simplicity, I'm just going to make another little triangle. Probably making Drunstable the last one before, so basically going in a clockwise direction. Now, do I want to use vehicles or trains? I think I want to use trains. I could even use little helicopters. I could actually try and make just a little helicopter route because it is so short, but I do really, really like trains. Oh, I just noticed we are far enough along. We now have electrified rails available. That is delightful. So let's have a look at the actual trains that are available and see what we have in terms of it. Do we have any electric yet? We do, the SH30. That's a nice little engine. Let's see how it compares. So comparable speed, a lot more money and running costs, unfortunately. But it's lighter with more power, so it could haul more cars. And I am definitely a fan of electric engines, so I think this one is going to not only be a train, it's going to be an electric train. Fantastic. Okay, so let's set up. And again, I'm not going to try and go crazy and make more than one train. We may remember what happened a few episodes ago that we're not going to talk about, but it was bad. We're just going to do a nice single track, and if I need to, I can always add more passenger cars to it, so can't really fit this one in very well on this side. Maybe over here. I'm going to miss a lot of the city. Unless I come over here and have the train kind of loop around, which is not really ideal. But it'll be okay. We'll make it work. So this will definitely have to just come out like this. Oops. Now with these trees here, it's really hard to see. There it goes. But we'll get there. We'll make this work. A little bit of a gap so we can get out. Over here, this one can pretty much just run straight out. Now it's going to be the one going to Ackley, so I should probably stay on top of this hill, and thus avoid having to climb the hill. So even if I have to have a little bit extra corners, it's still worthwhile to avoid hills. Hills are the enemy of trains. Okay, so that will let Drunstable get to Ackley. Now we need to get Ackley over to Netstoke. Here, hills will be unavoidable. That's okay. We'll just try to minimize. If we can get away with just a single hill and nothing worse, then that will be okay. I think I've overshot that one a little bit. But it's... no, maybe not. Oh, that looks good. Perfect. And then we also need a way for Nanstow to get to Drunstable. Again, the hills are unavoidable, but I think maybe we'll just cut straight across here and connect that way. Beautiful. There's our little triangle. Now we need a depot somewhere on here, and it doesn't really matter where, so we'll just plunk it right there. That'll do. And we can have... oops, stand here. We're going to do this one with that new SH30 electric. And some passenger cars, maybe. Gosh, I don't know. 4 of them? That should be enough for now, anyway. Perfect. So this is Constable Ackley PX Loop. I'm sure you've all figured out my naming conventions by now. Not that they're terribly difficult to figure out, but I'm nothing if not very predictable. It goes there, there to there, to there, and then back over to there. The maintenance is optional. I'm not going to do full loads. We are going to go. Oh, isn't that cute? A little electric engine. I still do really like that diesel passenger tram that we have in these other places, but this is nice too. It's got excellent acceleration, which is one of the main things electrics tend to have, is better acceleration than the diesel equivalents. They may not be quite so good as on the hills, but they are far better at accelerating on the straightaways. So as long as you can generally avoid hills, you're okay. They even can take the corners at a decent clip, which is good. There we go. So now all these stations are active. And we can now see it'll come up here. Beautiful. Yes, thank you. And now we should see actual passengers. Thank you, go away. Not quite full, but about half full. It's not too bad. A little under half, I guess. So it's now officially profitable. And this mission will, once it updates, has officially started. Yeah, so we're not getting quite... I guess I probably could have got away with just 3 cars, but it'll be okay. If these cities grow, that gives us a little bit of expansion room anyway, so it's not a bad thing. Oh, hang on a second. I'm apparently a complete idiot. I'm doing passengers. This is supposed to be mail. Whoops. Okay. So slight change of plan here. Wow. I wonder how long I was going to let that go. And I was wondering why this wasn't updating. You're probably all been screaming at your monitor saying, "Buddy, you're an idiot. What are you doing?" Apparently that's what I'm doing. Doing something stupid. So let's just get rid of all those. And, well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to leave these on. This can actually be both a passenger and a mail car. Just to be crazy, I'll just add a couple of mail cars. 2 should do. Mail there doesn't tend to be as much of as passengers, so there. So now this one will continue to make that profitable passenger run, but will also actually fulfill the mission that it was supposed to be doing all along. So apologies for that. That was quite the silly mistake. So now we'll come back here to finish that stop it that I interrupted. Need to make the screen a bit bigger or we're not going to see the mail. But first, of course, we'll have to activate these for mail. So right now it doesn't know it's allowed to send mail, so we have to wait for it to pass all these stations one more time. So it can activate them for mail. Oh, it actually managed to do it quick enough to get a little bit of mail on there. That's good. There we go. Now we're actually making some progress. Very, very little, of course, because it only sent a few bags of mail, and it wants quite a few, but at least now we're making some actual progress. So, again, I apologize for the complete waste of those several trips, but we can't apparently always click on the right options. So anyway, with that, I'm going to call this an episode, so I thank everyone for joining me today. I hope you had a nice relaxing time and had some fun watching the trains, and hope to see you in the next episode. Have a good day, everybody, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye now.